Get ready to enter the Thrivetime Show. 3, 2, 1, boom!
All right, Thrive Nation, during today's podcast, I have the pleasure of sitting down with NBA Hall of Fame basketball player David Robinson, and we discuss why the majority of professional athletes go bankrupt after retiring from their respective sports, and how he invested a massive amount of his net worth into a non-profit school. And how did he push through the worries and the stress and the anxiety that I feel like would have come with putting up a huge percentage of your net worth, investing a massive percentage of your earned income into a non-profit school. He wasn't investing in a for-profit school or a for-profit business. David Robinson, the NBA Hall of Fame basketball player who played for the San Antonio Spurs and who won 2 NBA championships and 2 gold medals, took a substantial amount of his net worth and had reinvested it right back into the community, specifically into the kids, into the underserved and underprivileged kids in San Antonio, Texas. And so we're talking about, on a broader level, how as an entrepreneur, how to deal with the fear associated with being all in, with 100% investing in your business and your idea. With any further ado, David Robinson here on the Thrivetime Show.
There was an article that was written in GQ magazine by one of the guys named Noah Davis, and it said that, this was in 2012, April 2nd, it said that somewhere between 60 to 80% of all of the athletes in the NBA and NFL go bankrupt within 5 years of retirement. Yeah. And a lot of these guys are starting businesses. I mean, they get out of the pros and they immediately are like, well, I'm going to take $5 million and open up my own custom car company, or I'm going to start my own race team, or I'm going to open up my own T-shirt line or apparel line.
And I decided to give mine.
Yeah.
That was not a good business plan either.
Well, did you ever worry that you would spend because the Carver, in theory, it costs you money every day to be open.
Yes, it did.
So did you ever worry that you would spend all of your money that you'd work so hard to earn, and that you'd end up being another one of those statistics? Did you ever go through your mind like, man, I'm putting a lot of money here into this, and the bottom line, I'm going to do what it needs? It
definitely worried me. I mean, it was when you put yourself at risk like this. Not only do you have to, support the project, but you're also at risk of people suing you or you making some mistakes or whatever. So there's always a risk, yes, but. That's what we do. We put our faith behind our belief, right? So, faith being the substance of what you hope for, that was what I had. I had faith. It was the substance of what I was hoping for. And that's what drove me on.
Napoleon Hill defines intelligence as the ability to find the answers that you need without, or basically to get what you want without violating the rights of others. And so when I think about you, I think of as somebody who's very intelligent, meaning that you ran into constant probably concerns, issues, roadblocks every day while building the school. But how did you find the answers to your questions? I mean, what was your process like? I'm just giving an example. Do you remember when it became hard to buy all of the land?
Oh, absolutely. Once we started acquiring land and we needed to build our campus, a few of those properties became particularly difficult to acquire because people found that their broken down house was now all of a sudden valuable to someone. So yes, there were issues at every point, and there were challenges. There's no question. But I always tell people, my faith was a big key to all of this because, I always trusted that God was going to put us in a position where we could be successful. And so when I would sit down and I spent a lot of my time just praying and just saying, okay, Lord, you have to bring this together. I have some resources. I know I can do some things, but the big things you have to do. And at the end of the day, really, that's our strength. That is our massive strength. I can talk to my wife till I'm blue in the face, but that doesn't mean she's going to do anything I just ask her to do. Okay. But it just seems like when I pray, she comes around in a beautiful way that is, it's something I can't control. And it's hard to explain to people, but that's where my strength is. Everything that I've been able to accomplish, whether it's on the basketball court or whether it's in my family, or whether it's in this city, it has come from that trust, that faith. So that would be my number one suggestion. If you really want to accomplish something great, something bigger than what your hands could do, trust God. Just believe that he's going to help you accomplish your goals. But also, the diligence comes into play. Do what you can do.
Yeah.
You know, put yourself in a position where you can be successful. That means you have to work. If you have to be the one that raises the money, you go raise the money. If you have to be the one that spends the night and does what needs to be done, cuts the yard, cut the yard. I mean, there's certain things that need to fall into place. But my faith is a big part of me being able to accomplish anything.
Do you believe that God walks with you?
Oh, absolutely. Well, there's no question. I've tried to mess things up many times. So I believe that absolutely. There's no question that he is watching my back. I could see, even when I was dating my wife, I tried to mess that up many times. But here we are 22 years later, and somehow she still loves me.
I think I kind of imagine how you view your relationship with God as like going back to Star Wars, because I know that you at least respect Star Wars.
It was one of my childhood inspirations.
Well, you know how Luke sometimes he could kind of gaze into the space, and he would talk, and all of a sudden Obi-Wan Kenobi would like appear, that hologram.
I have no Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But it seems like that's how your relationship with God is, though. It seems like whenever you don't know what to do, that's what you do.
Well, I mean, I think that I have a Bible, so that to me that's my blueprint.
Okay.
That's my instruction manual. Like, so if I'm working my VCR, I'd be stupid to just sit there and push buttons. I don't know how to work that thing. I have to go to the manual and figure it out. And so my life is the same way. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. How do I love my wife? I don't know. I know how to love myself. I certainly know how to take care of number one. I don't know how to take care of her. So the Bible just gives me good daily instruction on everything, on wisdom. What should I do with money? How should I put myself in debt, or should I, but just basic things that put me in a position where I can be successful.